I am officially streaming now. So we're going to go ahead and stream this test. I am going to get a link for the stream so that I can post the link for the stream up.
Have you officially had a single bug yet, is my question.
No, I have not had a single bug yet. I've been in and out of Atmo twice.
What the hell?
I know.
Try to warp somewhere else?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly around into a few different planets and warp around and see if I can recreate this bug anywhere.
Maybe it's the planet we went to that give us, like, hard time. Because we went to some crazy planets.
I was getting bugs
possible
on this planet too, though.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Alright, I am going to post it here in Empyrion chat. So, here's the link for Empyrion chat.
See, I kind of wonder if it had to do with having the two mining vessels docked to it, since they were both kind of also illegal.
It is possible.
Is it since we have ship that has alien core that is doing that to us?
No, because I've tested ships with alien cores and I've never had a problem. It's got to be something specific to the configuration on the ship.
All I'm saying is it start to do that to us since we have ship that has alien core. That's all I'm saying.
We actually took a ship with 9 alien cores all attached to it and flew it around. Understand, when we do testing on this stuff, we have to test it pretty thoroughly. That doesn't mean it's going to be tested in every single situation, though. There could be something specific to the combination of ships you have on there that caused the whole problem. I don't know.
Shouldn't you have flown it around with all the ships on it then?
Well, we're flying it around without to try and debug, so we can find the problem.
Gotcha.
Always got to start with the basics and you work up from there.
Yep, that's exactly it. You start with the basics, you work your way through, you find it if it's the ship itself. Okay, it's not the ship itself. Then we go ahead and we go through and through a couple more ships on it, literally 2 at a time, and we find out until we have all the ships that were originally on it what caused the problem, or if it's something specific to you guys. Understand, we all have different hardware, so there may be something specific to your drivers or... I just entered another planet. No error.
We have...
Oh, there it is. An internal error occurred.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so let's take a look. Wow.
Never been excited about a bug before, but...
Thank you for rooting for me. Thank you. Well, at least we know it's something with the ship. I hit quit in mail, so we're going to look and see if it pulls up mail, and... Of course it wouldn't. Oh, you're not helping me diagnose this problem at all, are you?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Stupid software. Doggone it.
Also, your stream isn't working.
My stream isn't working? No, because I just crashed.
That would do the trick.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm very glad that you're having all the same issues that I was having now.
I'll bet you are.
I am, because you know how it is, man. Your car won't crank or whatever, or so you have a problem, you take it to the mechanic, and then everyth's freaking fine until you leave.
Yep. I bet you're just 10 times happy about it. Just like, yeah, have a problem. What? So messed up. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Like chili.
So he's not streaming anymore, correct?
Correct. He crashed.
Fuck you, damn cunt whore. God damn, okay, I've been waiting to get that out.
Alright, that's better. Alright, now we can adjust my webcam here.
I was like, you know how it is. It's like someone tells you not to say something, all of a sudden you just start thinking of saying every possible thing that's screwed up that you can.
Of course.
Alright, let's add video capture device. We're going to use that. And we're going to shrink it down. Okay, there we are. Alright. Now we can go through and we can diagnose this problem. Alright, logs. 1466. Client, most recent. Which be 4:15 at 3:27 p.m. Or closest time, too. Let's scroll down and figure out what happened. Okay. There's a giant string of errors. Wow.
Yeah.
Network packet content exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Project tree.
Hmm?
Vector factory, builder stack, connect activator. Like, there's just some random network packet content exception. Null reference exception. And that it unloads 138,000 unused assets to reduce memory usage and crashes. Yeah, object reference not set to an instance of an object. So this is specific to something on that ship that it does not like.
All right.
So that ship has some kind of weird bug in it related to a block or a combination of blocks. Huh. That's entertaining. So probably has to do with some kind of block inconsistency with alien blocks on that ship. That's what I'm guessing.
In that case, how do you feel about throwing some base weapons on my big carrier and an alien core and a couple furnaces?
Well, I am going to have to look at that ship. Multiplayer. Let's log back on Unknown Skies. We'll go ahead and
Hey, Devo.
Yo.
finish reworking
You
this
can try to
here.
fly that ship if you want and see if it suits the modification I made with the thruster.
I would almost bet what happened was because there's a combination of alien blocks on that ship, along with the the end user version of the alien block, Xenosteel. That's probably what's causing the bug. Because that's the only thing that's unique to that ship we haven't done with anything else.
Isn't there a warning about putting Xenosteel on stuff and being able to spawn it too?
That is very possible.
I don't know if it's me or the ship, but I can't go backwards, I can't go side to side, and I can't go up
On
or
what
down.
ship?
Okay, that's weird because I put thruster in every direction.
On this this little mining ship.
Oh, relog.
Yeah, I
Relog.
put thruster in every direction. It should work.
You guys are on Titanga?
Yeah.
Titanga, yeah.
Spell that for me.
T-E-I. Hang on.
Titenga.
Okay, so T-E-I. Is there a space?
Yeah, space.
Just like that. Okay, I'm teleporting with ship. Alright, I am here. Let me find you guys again.
The big carrier is in space, so you know.
That's fine, that's fine. I just gotta get this somewhere where you guys can actually do something with it. Okay. Map. Let me look for the base you guys are at. Okay, you guys are off that direction. Alright. Okay. So, let me turn right. Check.
You're right. I cannot go sideways, up, down.
You guys might have to check and make sure that all those thrusters are actually turned on. Whoa.
They are. They all are. That's weird. Is it maybe because it has an alien core and it doesn't? Is it a?
I promise you it's not because it's an alien core. We fly them all the time in all the events.
No, I'm not saying that. It's like why the thruster is not working is my
I think it had CV thrusters in it before, and now it's got small vessel thrusters. I don't know. I couldn't prove that, but they looked like CV thrusters.
What ship?
The miner that you gave me yesterday.
Oh yeah, you can't replace the thrusters in it.
What, Rachel?
Oh, can't?
No, if
Okay.
you change the thrusters, it just won't fly. It's got CV weight.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now we're fucked.
Well, that sucks. Wish I'd known that before.
I can
Yeah.
respawn a new one. It's no big deal.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh, and I've landed on the
Let's
side of
take
a
all
mountain.
the ore out of it.
You landed on the tower.
Did I land on the tower? Okay, let's take this over here where I actually have a chance of landing this thing. Because I gotta get it down so you guys can empty it out and we can despawn it.
Yeah. Wanna help, Devil?
Yep, I'm already over here.
Okay, step this.
Alright, go ahead and empty that ship out. The ship you guys want to change that to is up in orbit, right?
Correct.
What's the name of it?
Hang
Hold
on,
on.
I'll look at registry.
Yeah, go ahead and look in your registry. Actually, if you shoot me the ID in a DM, I can just teleport to it that way.
Can we get the IED?
Yeah, from the registry.
It's not showing up. It's in
No, it's not
Fernalisian
showing
orbit.
up because we're not close enough. We cannot go into the control panel. Or because it's in orbit. But it's the 51 PEG CL7 limited deco. PEJ
Let me see if I can track it down. Hold on.
CL7 limited deco.
You gonna help me get all this
Yeah,
stuff off of the...
yeah, hold on.
I think the only thing we really need to grab is what's in the furnaces and what's in the food processor. There's a lot of food in there.
Okay, so it's not directly over here. Because I'm not seeing any of these ships marked with the markings you are telling me about.
It's hard to miss when you get close to it. It's pretty freaking big.
Moss 5, Guppy, Ladybug. Well, the problem is all these ships end up clustered together, and I can't tell what's what. The Emperor. Is it by the Emperor?
Yeah, the Emperor's
Yeah, the Emperor is
docked.
stuck on it.
The Emperor's docked to it.
I see it. Okay. Okay.
Doing today.
Having problems. Just little stuff.
Like game-ending bugs. No big deal.
Well, for Empyrion,
Yeah,
yeah.
Empyrion's always got some crazy game-ending bug. This actually ain't a bad-looking ship. I kind of like it.
I know, right?
Alright.
It's kind of neat. Alright, let's move the Emperor off, if I can find the cockpit in this nasty machine.
By the way, don't worry about the Emperor and the other ship that is stuck on it. We don't really... Oh, but you're not gonna despawn that one, yeah. Never mind.
No, I'm not going to despawn it. I'm just going to copy it. I have to get into these other ships to get it on. Well, no, I don't. I can just do this. Go in. P.
Chili, when you
I
got
am
time,
streaming. Just letting you know. When I have time.
Hey, Devil.
the forest server's shutting down like it should, but it's not booting up like it should.
Well, no. I was going to try and tell you a couple days ago, but I haven't seen you around. You have to start the actual script that's used to start the server so it can monitor when it shuts down and restart it. If that script's not running before the server's up, it doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how to work that kind of stuff, so like I thought I'd wait and talk to you before I messed with any of
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly why it's going down at 7 o'clock in the morning and not coming back up, because the other half of that script is not starting up the program to monitor it. It was supposed to start it once and then be okay. It's not starting it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, I've been gone this weekend. I occasionally popped in for their stream and then popped back out. But I have a tournament that I'm doing, so
Okay,
been fucking
saving.
with that shit.
Streaming.
Hey, Devil.
Yeah, man.
I'm bringing the cargo SV so that we can load everything on it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That'll work better. I was running in and out, throwing it in the box to that one.
Here.
Ah, finally found one. Okay. Oh, this SV flies like crap. I see why you guys aren't worried about a lot of the ships.
Yeah, it's the whole reason I spawned that one is because it's a like upgraded replica of one that he had made.
Okay, that should be. There's only the other ship on here, the Emperor. Let's see if I can find the cockpit in it anywhere.
It's in the top.
Fuck with this thing. Chili, I'll have like time tomorrow, and you'll probably be done with this bullshit that Empyrion always gives you for a split second. So if you have time tomorrow, message me. I'll try and pop into the Discord.
Well, literally, all you have to do is restart the server, and there's a script on the desktop, actually on the C drive, that needs start. It's right on the base of the C drive. It's start forest server or something like that. Let me switch over to that. That would be the old 7 Days to Die, 07. I'll show you
Is
exactly
that
what the script is.
custom server start server?
Yeah, custom start server.bat. Let me double check it. See? Starting Unknown Skies main server. It starts the forest dedicated, and then it logs, or then it watches the script. That's what it does. And if the script goes closed, like it's supposed to in the morning, which looks like you killed that routine. Oh, nope. Mastodon's right here.
You know, I just minimized it and it disappeared.
Okay, so that's what this script does. It shuts down the forest server. So one shuts it down, one starts it up. It was the only way I could do it without having to program something custom.
Okay, yeah, I had no idea like how that kind of stuff. I didn't know that existed. I've been fucking with it on my computer. Screwed it up so many times.
Send to desktop create shortcut.
Anything else we need to unload?
There
Yeah,
it is.
pick up all those grow plots that we
literally, if you just shut down the forest server, like
and then
right now or whenever, and start that program, basically start it from this, it'll from then on automatically restart when it goes down in the morning.
Could I test that by like running the other one manually?
You can manually run the script, yeah. If you just go in here and click on it,
and
you can click execute, yep.
Okay.
And then that'll be a test. But make sure to shut down this server first, then start it from that script, leave that script up in the background, and it'll monitor for when the forest dedicated goes down. When it goes down, that script will restart it, update it, and verify it every time.
Okay. Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm like that stuff is over my head.
Well, in all honesty, I scheduled a task that was supposed to take care of that, and it never did, and nobody got back to me to let me know anything, and I saw it was having problems, and it's like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, it did once, and then it stopped. Yeah, no,
That's the same script I use on Conan.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I literally like spent an hour on Red Stream just getting it started, and then dipped out and been trying to get my fucking team to practice because we have some new people to it, and they don't get competitive gaming. Like they're used to like solo queue and like a few flexed queues every once in a while.
In what? What game?
In League of Legends. We have a tournament this weekend, but when we criticize them or say, hey, no, that's a bad move, don't jump in, we have one guy that's like, I'm just going to jump in and try and kill it. He's like, yeah, there was only one guy there. It's like, but we know their team. He's baiting you into the rest of their team.
Yep.
So we've told them like multiple times, no, that's a bad idea. And then he'll be like, oh, it's fine, and then jump in. and get killed, and then he wonders why we didn't back him up. And it's like, listen, even if you think you can secure that kill, if your team is saying no, listen to the team. That's the only way we're going to work. And at the same time, him and another one that are both new to it, it's like,
All right.
we have constructive criticism for you. And like at the end of the match, we'll go over what we did wrong. And someone will say something about one of those two. And they're like making excuses and saying, no, this is not what I did wrong. And it's like, it's not attacking you. We're not like saying you lost the game. We lost the game as a team. We're saying this could have been done better. It's like, don't take it as like an attack on yourself. So we just gotta work out some of that shit. Because otherwise they ain't gonna go anywhere.
It's in the box.
Oh well, get it sorted. Yeah, no, I'll be done today. We fucking lost yesterday though.
Under the
Got a
constructor.
consolation bracket.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What's the job he's trying to do, or he's supposed to be doing for you guys?
So one of them's a jungler. And then the other guy is a mid laner. And so like me and the one guy Nathan that was the old team that I won the scholarship with, and then our ADC. So those three, we've worked together for a lot. So we've actually done like live tournaments and stuff. So we're good. But these two are new to it. And so like the jungler will jump in lanes at the wrong time, or
Gotcha.
try and go into the enemy jungle without anyone backing him up.
Okay, I need that one, and then
And
I need
it's
a
like-
base to match it.
Have to be a little bit more passive in competitive mode than like straight aggressive. It won't work.
What do you think about it, Chili?
It's not a bad ship. It needs some changes, but nothing major. I gotta write down the IDs for him so I can do the swap and start working on it. So give me a
Either
second
way.
here.
Thanks for the help. I'm gonna go talk to them and shut it down and start it up. I'll tell you if it works. It should. But...
Oh, I'll be watching.
Oh, okay. That works.
I've got it pulled up, so.
All right. Then-
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to swap the ship into a base, add some base amenities to it, and then we're going to swap it back to a CV, do some more editing, make sure we got everything, and if we have to, swap it back to a base and back to a CV again, and we'll do this until we get everything right.
All right then.
So you guys will get to watch on stream how I do all this.
Oh, cool.
You won't see the stuff in the background, like the file folder changes, but you'll see how it works in game. So, let me see here. We're going to take a quick view of the ship and see where the turret points are. Just going to do a quick peruse of it. We'll swap some of these to base turrets. Some of this is going to be done for debug purposes. The first part of debugging this is removing all the alien blocks from the equation, which is already done with this ship. This ship's all combat steel, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does it have decent maneuverability?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. But
It wouldn't. I was planning on adding some more RCSs. This was kind of stripped down to make it spawnable.
Gotcha. Well, that ain't going to matter for our purposes. So I just have to figure out where you want RCS units at.
There should be some empty spaces in there somewhere that aren't.
Sevel,
Yo,
where are you putting all the ore that you're taking out of the miner SD?
in the other minor SV.
Oh, okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to hit debug, and we're going to show center mass.
You know the big. You have the big wide open hangar on the top of that ship.
Yeah, I'm in it.
when you drop down, it drops down into that kind of lower hangar area.
Mm-hmm.
You think we could put the forges it's down in there?
Yeah, we could put the forges down in here. That wouldn't be a big deal. That's where I'm at currently. The center of mass is actually dead center in the middle of that area.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, that's
not
good.
nice, because that means
Oh.
RCSs are going to have less effect.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know about putting the RCSs there. I just meant the furnaces.
No, I get what you're talking about, but I got to find a good location for RCSs that won't require a ton of them. I think I found a place to put 4 of them. 2 more there, and then I should have room for 2 more there. Okay, so that adds 8 RCS units to this ship. Close to center. So let's see what our statistics say. Okay, our rotation was improved. Not by a lot due to ship size, but by enough, I think. It's got really good acceleration.
I know, right?
Really does. Which means in our server, this thing probably accelerates instantly. Just about.
It really does. It's got fantastic maneuverability. For its size, at least.
We'll add a handful more RCS here. We'll pack them into an area. Alright, that packs those in there.
yeah, well, it's pretty good actually. Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't look like an area you can exactly walk in or anything. Okay, that's just for pipes. Alright. So that should improve that considerably.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's taken care of. Let's see here. I don't think we need any more CV stuff added. Right now we're just worried about all the base amenities and turrets that this thing doesn't currently have to replace the other ship.
Right.
The other part of that sucks is this is not a space you can hold oxygen in.
What isn't?
Oh, that space you want me to put the things in.
Yes, it is. It's oxygenated. Hit debug, you'll see.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my kids are being loud. They wait till I'm on stream and then they get obnoxious.
Of course.
They're all like, "Oh, Daddy's doing something." Not.
You
You don't need to do that, Dad.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
Do you have a link for that? Because the
I
link
post-
gives me a circle with an exclamation point in the middle of it on the video player.
Really?
Yep.
I'm watching the stream. Copy link.
So when you post Empyrion chat, right?
Yeah. Let me open this chat. Yeah, that's the link. That's the same one I'm watching currently that's live.
Yep. I get a exclamation point with a circle around it.
I wonder why. There's one person watching.
Ooh.
Alright, well. Let's go ahead and... Let me see here.
Empyrion chat.
Yeah, it's an Empyrion chat. If worst come to worst, just go to our YouTube channel and find it from there.
Where would I
share our
find a
channel.
live stream?
In videos. Or at least it should have been. Why was our live stream pulled off? Wow, I think they cut off our live stream.
That's
I didn't stop it by accident, did I? No, it still says it's streaming.
Wonder why they did that.
Yeah, our live stream is not available on YouTube right now.
What? Those
Yeah.
bastards.
It is not here. I do not see it.
I didn't do it.
I hate YouTube. I hate streaming in general. There's so much crap that goes wrong and so much crap that people can cause you.
Yep.
Stuff that's totally out of your control you're responsible for.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not it.
Yeah, they have pulled my stream off of YouTube.
Did they give you a reason?
No, I don't have any messages or anything. My stream's just not streaming. It's not available. That is freaking crazy.
Well, can we just subscribe?
Yeah, you might as. Alright, we reloaded the stream.
Are you broadcasting through OBS?
Yeah, I'm using OBS.
Yeah.
I use OBS because it's the only one that's reliable all the time.
I get your belly button.
The rest of
Get your
them
belly button.
don't work right. Wow, it will not let my stream go back up. So maybe I have an email about it.
Due to excessive use of foul language, we have decided to remove your streaming privileges. Have a nice day.
Right.
Hey, I've kept my mouth closed. It wasn't me.
Ah, right.
Chili doesn't need help. Not in that regard.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to take another break from building this ship.
Alright. That is done.
Well, no email, no nothing. It's just not streaming. Yeah, my stream is not available on YouTube all of a sudden.
Huh.
So
Who says he can give you a link on his live streaming if you need it? If you want to use it?
did you find the live stream?
No, but Stu has like a website, like his own live streaming. He can use it if you want.
Yeah, I click that link and I can see the live stream. So
'Cause it's
I
your
don't
live stream.
know what the heck is going on, but yeah, if I go to customize videos, I can see the stream. This is the stream's locked. Why is the stream locked? Hold on, this is a my bad. It has to be.
Oh, you're okay.
Let me go see what's going on here.
Did I mention
Ah,
I
there
found
we
a
go.
pretty good shell for a Star Destroyer? It's freaking huge, though.
Okay. That should fix that. I don't know why that was switched to private like that, but that should fix it. Public. Okay. Yeah, that should fix the stream. That was weird. I wonder why it was switched to private.
Only to annoy Chili.
Apparently. Alright, we got that problem fixed. Wow. Okay, so now that problem's fixed. Let me go back to what I was doing here. Alright, so we already installed some RCS units to help with the turning. That's dealt with. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this into that base block over there. So let me quit. Let me Alt-Tab over. Let me open the specific folder here, which means we go to Saves. We go to Games. We go to the game name we gave it, and then we go to the shared folder, and in there we need to find CV with the ID of 10, copy its 0.area file over to BA11 and paste it. Replace file and destination. Alright, now we're going to resume game, load game, and now we should have 2 copies. That is really distracting, by the way.
I'm very sorry.
Sounds like me play with my kid. And now we have 2 different copies of the ship here. Now we can go over to the ship that's marked as a base. And we're going to make sure she's airtight down in this little area you guys want those in. So let's go ahead and H. We need power and oxygen. Let's grab oxygen. Let's grab power. Let's fill. And turn on the ship. And I see it is actually completely sealed. That's nice.
Force field blocks, man. They're freaking awesome.
Alright, now we're going to go down here and we're going to place our furnaces. Alright, so let's grab 6 furnaces. And we are going to see where we can... Wow, there's not a lot of room for these down here. I mean, there is, but... Okay, there's those 2.
Oh wow, those are a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, they're gigantic. We're going to park 3 on that end. And we can't exactly park 2 more down here without taking up a ton of room. Yeah, they are huge.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't the right spot.
Well, in all honesty, right here isn't bad. Like, this is not a bad location for a few of them. But past a few, that's not going to happen.
You could double stack them. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Never mind.
That doesn't work very well. Well, let me see something here. Let me grab a T2 multi-tool. Let me see what's in these walls. Oh, they're barely a block thick. And there is space right there that's taken up. I bet it's the same over here. Yep. So there's not much room I can actually... Man, that's not much of a tolerance at all. Can't exactly pull an elevator. They're not in the way where they're at, but they are pretty large. See something here. Not much space back there either. Man. I mean, I could make some rearrangement here and move it in 1 more block in the back here by taking these out, but there's the problem. That's your walkway.
Yeah.
But there's the lower deck. Maybe you can put them.
Oh my god, and it didn't...
comes in.
It didn't undo my block removal. Oh, you're really annoying. Sometimes this game. What's that?
There's the lower deck also, like where the HV can come. Maybe you can put the furnace there.
I could probably put an extra one there. I could probably put the furnaces in a few locations.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to all be right there, but
I mean, 2 here would allow you to drop an SV in.
Like where the HV can land it, that's where the constructor is. So that could be a good place for if there's room enough.
Yep.
yeah,
that's
just
where
put
I'm heading.
put 2 in there, 2 somewhere else.
6 is cool, but 4 would do. But I know you
There's
want
not a lot
6
of room down here either.
Yeah, there's not.
I could put one right here, but the problem is heat.
Yeah.
For 1 block worth space around them, it's almost intolerable even with a spacesuit.
We don't have to hang out right beside the. If you moved it, like those cargo boxes that are in front of where you've got it sitting right there.
You're talking.
Actually, if you put it upside down, you don't feel the heat on the top when they're reversed.
That might not be a bad idea. I might have to place it on the top here.
Take those cargo boxes out further forward from where you've got it. and stick it up closer there.
I got you. I see what you're talking about.
I realize we're a little bit behind you, but
Actually, that may not work because of what's here. I would have to remove the piping.
that's okay. It'll look like the piping is going to the furnace.
And it exposes RCS units.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a problem. No matter what you do, you're exposing something. There's some kind of trade-off. But that works out there. I mean, it's not bad. Nobody outside's gonna know.
Right. And they got to blow through the furnace before they can hit the RCSs if they're shooting
Yeah.
from the back.
Well, it's not like the furnace has a whole lot of life points. That's
Oh,
the
it
thing.
doesn't?
It's got 1,500, but... Alright, I guess this will work. There's at least one more furnace, so we're up to 3. What is behind and inside here?
Can
Oh,
remove those
thrusters.
stuff.
That's a thruster cavity. What's behind here? Oh, that is direct walled outside, so yeah, that ain't gonna work. Jeez, this ship was barely designed to... It's not expandable at all.
Yeah, not really.
It's very curvy.
Just like I like it.
She's very, very curvy. So yeah, that is the limit of what we can put in here for furnaces, really.
That's cool, man.
Well, look at the on top. If you go toward the landing ramp from the front, in the front,
Alright.
toward the front, like on each side, where there's the garden, front side. This side, yeah. Under. Go lower under, inside.
You talking in here?
Yeah, toward this place. Go inside. You'll see what I mean on top.
Heading up top, there it is. Okay, there's a garden area up here. Alright. The video's a few seconds behind me, so...
Yeah, okay.
You're talking about popping furnaces in here?
That could be a place.
That's only 2 blocks tall. They need 3 blocks height
No,
for
but
space.
not where the garden is, on the sides.
I think it'll be alright, man. 3 furnaces is a hell of a lot more than no furnaces.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Though there's this nice nifty little space up here too. That leaves them exposed.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, you could plop a couple of them down to that side right there.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Up here, just above the hole, there's this nice little spot off to the right. We could probably park a couple of furnaces.
He's yelling at you. Get him. Got Daddy's finger
But
off.
that's exposed completely.
It is.
Pick
That's...
Daddy up, Cody. Go get Daddy up.
That is absolutely the downside of it.
Get me Daddy.
It's too bad that those force field blocks don't deflect
Anything?
projectiles.
They don't deflect anything. They don't even prevent
Yeah.
a ship that's not yours from entering.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, it's not much of a force field.
No, it's not.
No, not much of it.
It is definitely just for show. But
They
you
still
have a furnace at the bottom where HVs can get to, and you have 2 up top where SVs can get to. So that is still a considerable improvement over nothing.
Can you turn the
Indeed.
furnace forward, like toward the back?
Oh, towards the back out here where the HV
No, well,
parks.
turn the furnace so it faces the back.
He's talking about
Oh,
the glowing
yeah.
part to make it face the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me a second.
Cool, thanks.
Getting
Let me grab-
picky there, Bert.
He really is. My God. Base. There they are.
The devil is all in the details, isn't it?
Are you guys in orbit?
I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm watching a live stream.
There we go. All right, that's turned. I wonder. There's this little space kind of nestled in here.
Actually, you could put two like that. Hmm.
That almost fits there. I would bet money if I...
No, because of the angle block on the left side.
Park that there. And then we get rid of that there and do that.
You know, I never realized it until just now, but you can see things on planet from orbit, in orbit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. That parks another one off the pad.
Nice.
It's not bad.
You could actually do the same on the other side.
Yeah, the
Now there's an
elevator's over there.
elevator.
Well, you took you took some blocks off, so the elevator should fit. But yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, the elevator's over here. I mean, I could probably move the elevator a little bit, like off to the side, but
I don't. Well, yeah.
I don't
It's
want to
good,
get into
man.
all that.
It's up to you, Devil.
It's good.
Good. All right.
That's as many furnaces as we can fit in sensible locations.
Have you changed the core to an alien core?
No, no.
He hasn't
that's...
even changed it back to a CV yet.
Yeah, I haven't even changed it
Okay,
back to
yeah.
a CV yet. I'm getting there. I have to do
Yeah,
the
it's alright.
base turrets yet. So let's find the rocket turrets. Let's see here. Verify rocket turret.
Are you guys planet side or are you in space?
I'm planet side.
No, I was looking for the ship. I can't fucking find it.
What ship?
The one you're working on, the carrier, right?
One.
It's in orbit. Very tango.
It's the carrier that we're working on is not on the server.
No, I'm in creative mode doing this.
Okay.
I can't do any of this, like changing of the ships or anything, like this kind of administration level stuff, on the server. They absolutely will not allow us to do this there. Well, it's not
That's
that they won't
probably good.
allow us, it's that we can't override game settings to put other things on without allowing it for everybody. And I feel that if everybody could put base turrets on a CV, it would ruin a lot of the game. Having a handful of
Yeah.
people with this ship, okay, that's not a big deal. Having everybody with this ship, that's a problem. A few people isn't a significant advantage. Everybody having it, they'd be taking them into PvP. PvP would completely change because nobody'd listen. Alright, I'm going to switch this over to game background for a second so I can have myself a smoke. Ugh.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to take this into PvP. It's too big of a chance of losing everything.
No, but a lot of people, if they had the ability to put base turrets directly on ships via the config file, they wouldn't use CV turrets at all. They'd just base turret the crap out of everything.
Exactly.
No, I just don't want to risk something like that. It's a small advantage for you that's only an issue in PvE. And it's not much of
Exactly.
one. It just allows your ship to fire off a few turrets. That's it. Which
I
is
just wanna
limited
put
to
in a-
rocket turrets and laser.
Oh, no more artillery turrets.
No, I've decided I don't want the artillery turrets on them. As much as I
Aw.
like them, I feel it might give a player a little bit too much advantage. Now CVs can take on POIs without a problem.
Yeah. Well, the other ship had them on there.
I know it did. That's actually on my list to be pulled.
Gotcha.
One, maybe?
Well, okay, again, the problem is you can sit there and pick at a POI with those turrets, and the POI can't fight back.
Yeah, it's true. But it still had it on the other ship.
I know it did, but they were slated for removal. This ship is probably going to end up replacing the Hagar. I can't sell it if it's got problems.
Right.
I'm personally, I wouldn't really argue much because doing you a favor by actually setting up your ship like that.
Right? I didn't argue much. I asked and I dropped it.
That's
Point taken.
it's crappy that we can't do that without making major changes. There's the pulse lasers, because the pulse lasers on planet have a significant advantage, but it's not the advantage that those frickin' turrets have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. Anything that kind of breaks the point of the game, because it's not really breaking the game itself. You're just breaking the point of the game. Like all you would need is a ship with a cannon on it, and you just sit there and pick things apart.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do with the hovers anyway. We put our artillery turret up high and kind of hide down low where the get a little bit of ground cover and pick off turrets with the HP artillery turrets.
Yeah, but you still have to be in range, so you have to plan that.
Indeed.
Yeah, true.
That's called tactics, not just sitting out of range and doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
right. I got you. I'm not mad.
And then we're gonna leave the cannon turrets and everything else. There's 4 pulse lasers for on planet, and 4 rockets for on planet.
Cool.
So that increases the capability of these ships quite a bit by itself.
No doubt.
I have a question. Then it's going to be turned into a base, right?
Well, it's already a base right now in the stream.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I turned it into a base so that I could add all the base amenities on it, like
Yeah.
the
Okay.
furnaces and
then you turn it out
ATM.
into a CV.
Yep.
Can you put a base repair thingy on it?
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh God.
It is going to get a base repair block. The other one was supposed to have that, but I didn't really have a good spot to put it.
Right in the middle of the hangar.
Yeah, I didn't have a repair bay at all.
Yeah, but the problem is, how's it going to repair a CV there?
True.
That's the issue with it. You can't really repair a CV or have any usefulness out of it with it inside the hangar besides normal stuff. So we just figured if a player wants to put a CV repair block in there, might as well. Now on this ship, that's a whole nother story because it's got this big ass flat spot, pardon my language, on the front of it, where you can pull a CV up to it easily, park it, and do repairs.
That's a good point.
Besides, the freaking deck on the thing's big enough, you could almost park a CV on it if they would dock together.
Yeah, you almost could. There's a lot of CVs that could park on this top,
Oh, absolutely.
even with the turrets in the way.
You know, we're still looking at the game screen, right?
Yeah, I know. I just finished my smoke.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm switching back over here. Alright, so we want to add a base repair block to this. So let's grab a repair block. And let's see, where do we want to put it? We want it as out of the way as possible. Really. I could park it in the center there and you could still repair stuff, but you wouldn't be able to get a lot of CVs into there to... Well, actually, that's not true.
Put it right in the middle of the 51, and you could kind of nose the CV into that and just cut the power for a minute.
Yeah, you really could. So that's what we'll do. We'll park this here, and then we'll remove these blocks around the 51. And we'll just kind of mess this area up a little bit. Let's grab combat steel. And we'll give this a nice effect. There we go. And then we will give that corner blocks. There we are. Okay. There's a nice raised spot. It's actually dead even with the top, so if you just pull a CV over top of this spot and lower it, you ain't even got to angle it in really. You can just nose that. You can just nose that thing right in. They can nuzzle.
Nuzzle it in.
Nuzzle it in. Yep. All right, so that's done. Now we need an ATM somewhere. Where's a good spot for an ATM on this thing, you think?
The command center.
If you go to the top deck up right there, there's a door. Go up.
Okay.
There's a door right there beside the pad.
A bit lower.
Yeah, I'm in where the cockpits are right now.
All right, go down 2 floors from the top cockpit.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right, there's a little space in here with a couple of aliens and stuff in it.
I keep forgetting we're behind you.
Yeah, you're behind me by about 5 or 10 seconds. So let's
Isn't that
grab
neat?
an...
What they did, like the kind of looks like a planet.
Yeah. Let's grab an ATM here, and we will throw an ATM over here on the wall. Okay, now you have an ATM in it. This space is really unused. That sucks.
Well, like I said, it was stripped way down to make it spawnable. Because it's a class 9 as it sits with it pretty empty. So we're gonna fill it up with all kinds of good stuff.
I
Make
see
some
that.
medical rooms and you know.
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking about all that. It's like, man, this would be a great space for some deco and stuff. I'll let you guys handle the deco and all that, and then we'll take a blueprint of it after you deco it out.
Right on. It
Right
probably
on.
won't be class 9 anymore though.
That's fine. These ships, at least the special ships, can be up to class 12 or 13 without much of an impact.
So class 9 is the highest we can have on this server?
Class 9 is the highest you can spawn in on your own.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten really too into figuring that part out of everything.
Yeah.
What makes something a certain class level? What are
Hey,
the
combination of things. Lights impacted a lot. Actually, a lot of devices have a heavy impact. And there's a device limit on the server, just
Can
due
you
to
put
turrets
a
and stuff.
Can you put a spawner on the ship so we can have aliens spawn on it? We can have like a training room.
It won't work.
Ah, that's a shame.
It'll only, well, it might work with the alien block on it, but because it's a CV, it won't work right. It might
That's a
actually
shame.
cause problems.
Oh,
yeah,
Speaking
we
of
don't-
alien block,
we don't
let's
want
go ahead
problems.
and P.
I
We
just
are
realized
going
the
to-
Super Star Destroyer shell is size class 15. Just a shell with a couple engines on it and
Show on
and a
HUD.
couple RCSs. Yeah.
Let's track down the core in this sucker, which is in a really bad position, to be honest with you. I don't like where they put the core on this ship.
Where is it?
Move it if you think it's in a
In
bad
the
spot.
rear center of the ship, in between thrusters.
Yeah, let's move that, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna move that anywhere else but there. Let's see. This would
I was
actually
thinking,
not
you
be
know,
a
where you put the
bad
furnace on
location.
there?
What's that?
Where you put the furnace and the hover? Yeah, in the middle here. There's space. The big block in the center. Yeah, here.
Right here. That's a much better location for the core. Let's deepen that by 1 block. Oh crap, there's a ramp there. And of course my undo button isn't working for some crazy reason, so let's go ahead and put that back. So yeah, right here's a decent location for the core. It's better than the rear of the ship where if you're trying to run away you can have it blasted out. Now let's change this back to private. Okay.
So, how far into the ship is that? Like, if it's getting shot from underneath, is it going to get blown up quickly?
That core is located right here. I'll wait for the stream to catch up. It's behind all this. Let me know when you see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they got to blow through quite a bit of shit to get to the core.
Yeah, we see it.
There we go. Sorry, my headset died.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah, it's behind that. So it's got 2 blocks in front of it, roughly.
How many?
2 blocks in front of it, roughly. Yeah, 2 full blocks.
Yeah, that's not that much.
Yeah, that's not that much.
No, that's not that much, but in the back it was the same. And there's not
Right.
really anywhere to center
But
it.
you know where the furnace you put on in the
There's
middle?
a whole bunch of RCS units behind it. If I put
Oh,
anything
okay, I
in
didn't
there,
know.
yeah, it'll just cause a cascade explosion that'll take out the core anyways. And keep in mind, the core has 800 HP now versus where it was, which was like 50 or 100.
Nice.
The core used to be really, really wimpy. Now the cores aren't so wimpy and they're a little harder to take down, so...
I see.
That way, if you take an accidental shot from some of the craptastic weapons that they have, it's not anywhere near as bad as it used to be. So, you know, there's so many things about this game I wish they could do something about, but I understand why they can't.
Like shields.
Shields, you know, shields are like one of those things that almost all space games have that this game didn't get any time in the first 3 years of its development, which I really think is a huge mistake, because that's one of the big draws about space battles. I mean, you have shields you have to get through, and you have all these things that you have to factor in, and this game has nothing to factor in at all. It really doesn't, which sucks, because what are you going to do about it, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
At least they didn't put him in and make him so screwy that like it would just be shield battles and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad for that, but at the same time, you know, this is a space exploration game, and everything about space exploration is missing.
Pretty much.
Like, you don't have any gas clouds to harvest from, you don't have any gas planets to go down and explore, you don't have anything that you know, we would perceive as space.
Not to mention, you should be able to put freaking solar panels on a spaceship. It's a spaceship. It's gonna use solar panels. It's gonna use solar power.
Okay, it's only a spaceship.
Everything we
until it
have in
hits
space.
planet. When it hits planet, solar panels wouldn't survive re-entry. That's the problem with it.
Yeah, I guess.
So I
Unless
kind of
you had
understand
shields.
that. Yeah, if you had shields, it could survive, but yeah, we don't have any of that yet. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate.
And they might not
but...
survive re-entry, but if you had, if they folded in and were like armored on the outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that could be handled. I mean, mechanically speaking, they haven't added any mechanical movement to this game at all. Even our NPCs don't move or have a purpose. Not yet.
Or have a purpose.
Yeah. Now they're talking 9.0, but that's 6 months, 10 months out, almost a year. It's like, while that's great, that's really, really, really pokey.
Yep.
I mean, there's still a
would
better
be great if
development
you had
team than a lot of others, but
I'm just saying it would be great if you had like little engineers running around the ship and some security.
Or little robots.
honestly,
repairing stuff.
yeah, honestly, I would have went the
That's what I
robot
meant by the
route
engineers.
over crew. Like, okay, the drones that are floating out. One of the first things they should have done was made sure we could capture those drones. And they should have fixed the AI instead of leaving it broken for so freaking long.
Yeah.
Because the drones are, you know, they're the biggest part of the game that we see and we can't do anything with. They're really dumb. But they make the most impact. Why? Because when you're in a ship, they're the only thing that could potentially reach you. And they do nothing. You can fly over top of them and just shoot them, and they can't defend themselves at all.
Yep.
Which is just, it was a bad decision on their part to just leave that linger for so long. I mean, that's been an issue since 3.0, 2.0, whenever they put drones in. They've never done anything with the AI. They're not capturable, they're not hackable. Any of the cool stuff that we would expect from a space game never happened. Now, granted, the game's still in alpha and something could be done with it, but in the meantime, you know?
It's been in alpha way too long, if you ask me.
You know what, honestly, there's a lot of games that have been in alpha for even longer. I mean, Ark has been in for just a little bit longer than Empyrion. and they had 3 times the team size working on it.
And then there's games like Space Engineers where literally they've gone nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
They've made like one improvement in the last like 4 years.
Well, the thing is, when developers look at this stuff, they're not looking at it from a gamer perspective. They're really not. In a lot of cases. Now, in the case of Conan Exiles, completely different. I'm not a big fan of Funcom's games, but even as terrible as Conan Exiles was in the beginning, it's a hell of a lot of fun now.
Yeah, and they addressed issues immediately.
Yeah, they addressed a lot of issues immediately, and they listen to their community, and they interact with them, and they do these vlogs, and there's so much interaction from the community to the devs and back there compared to here. Here, it's like they pick a handful of favorites, and they're the only ones that really work with them. Everybody else is just kind of like, well, screw you, buddy.
Yeah. Space Engineers was another failure, if you ask me.
Oh, Space Engineers was bad.
So much potential, but they never spent the time to fix any of the bugs that destroyed gameplay.
No, even to this day, they still haven't fixed a lot of it. And it's because of a complex physics system.
90% of it.
That's what makes it so difficult. They bit off way more than they could chew.
Well, not only that, but they spend what, like 6 months just retexturing everything, so it'd look a little better. And it didn't even make much of an improvement.
Yeah, that's another problem I have with modern game development is more people look at Terraria. I promise you, and every dev out there, that nobody gives a shit about the game's graphics as much as they care about how it functions in the story. Look at Minecraft. Minecraft looks, pardon the language, fucking horrible. It is a horrible looking game today.
It's addictive as hell.
It still has 55 million players. Still. And it's like a 10-year-old game.
I never could get into Minecraft, though.
Well, not a lot of people can. I've been in and out of Minecraft for a long time. I like the game. I just think the graphics suck. So I can't really get into it and sink a lot of time in. But at the same time...
The graphics were too bad.
At the same time, though, it is a very successful game because of what all it does and what all it accomplished. And it's like these developers completely overlook that. They try to clone it, they try to work on it off its success and do stuff with it, and they don't realize that they weren't open from the beginning. That's one strike. People look at these games and they're like, okay, well, you're not opening it from the get-go, so you're like years behind everybody else already. And there's the counter argument of, well, look at Minecraft and how bad it is because of that. It's like, no. The only reason Minecraft is successful is because people have been able to toy with it since it came out. That's what made it successful. It is the most flexible sandbox game in existence. And it's the only one. There's nothing else with that kind of flexibility at all. None. I have never seen another game like Minecraft since. Nothing. Lots of people get close, but they always have some kind of drawback. Like Empyrion, I really think the developers are a drawback to Empyrion. As much as they are, a part of it, they are a drawback to it as well.
Yeah.
Why?
I think they could hand it over to the modding community and they would make a real game out of it.
Mm-hmm. I really think if they just stopped developing it now and put in a mod engine, the game would be legendary.
Agreed.
Nobody cares about them tweaking the graphics. The more they tweak the graphics, the more they piss off players.
Yeah.
The more animations they add, the more they piss off players. Like, these players are looking for shields, they're looking for a working AI, they're looking for all this other stuff, and they're toying with the engines again. Nobody asked for that. Nobody wants that. Nobody even cares. It's like, okay, we got a prettier engine. That's great.
There are a few blocks I wish they would add, like armored bay doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but modders could do that.
Or the energy shields that worked, or we were just talking about it.
If they curated a modding community around this, in other words, if they went and they allowed modders access to the game and then vetted the mods, they could add so much more to the game so much faster and so much more. There's so much more they could do. Like Ark, okay? Ark is buying from the modding community. on the cheap. They're not paying for all that development. They're paying for the mods finished.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people may not like the developers of Ark. Let's face it. Lots of people may not like them. But the game is so expandable because they opened it to the modding community and then started buying the mods from the modders. So there's all this stuff you can do. And then the modders are further improving the game. It's a good decision. It's what's keeping Ark popular.
It's the only thing keeping Ark popular.
Yeah, it really is, because the core of the game really... I don't care how big your studio is, you can't keep up with content. You cannot do content. And you're not going to make a game system that everybody likes. You're just not.
Well, not just that, but Ark still doesn't really have much of a storyline. It's just kind of, here you are, here's the dinosaurs, do whatever you want.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
people
and
like that about
takes
the game, though.
forever.
It does.
To a point, but where there's no end game, other than how many things can I tame, how high a level can I,
How
you know,
big can I make my base?
Yeah.
how big can I make my base?
build?
You know, how high level can I breed these
I'm gonna have one more
freaking
cigarette
birds or
before I go
whatever?
back to streaming here.
You know,
Oh.
It's a light show.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people like Ooh Shiny. Let's face it. Even me, the first thing I did when I got in the game on Ark to do my playthrough was build a base. And then lots of people came and looked at it, and they're all like, man, I want to rebuild my base. My base looks ugly now.
Yeah, we did the same thing. Me and Tolu, we built like this crazy base, and everybody was like, "Can you build one for me, please?"
Mm-hmm. But that's what most of Ark is.
you know, if any of these were actually doing any damage, this could be a pretty fun battle.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh,
We're jumping around on the low gravity planet, shooting lasers at each other.
Ah, gotcha.
I got a laser pistol. He's got the rifle, so it's just kind of
Gotcha.
colorful.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Need a
redoing
green leaf.
Tarek, and all of Tarek is going to be laser Xerax. So it's going to
Oh,
have a really
Jesus.
cool It's going to have a Star Warsy feel to it. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun when I release that thing, but it's so much work. I found all these POIs on the workshop that I want to redo, and basically what I'm trying to do is give the Xerax a religion and give them...
Holy shit.
It sounds silly, but I want to give them a religion and give them stuff, you know, that kind of makes sense for the Xerax, at least in my mind, and have you guys be able to actually do battle on that planet with the Xerax and it be something, not like the rest of this game is, be something. Have lots of fun stuff to do, and it's going to be a starter planet, which is going to make it even worse.
I think you'd have been dead by now, Mad Hatter.
Yeah, I know,
You guys
right?
lasering each other to death.
We pulled out the rockets.
Mm. There's gonna be holes in the ground everywhere.
There is.
There it is. It's already
Jesus.
started.
I really wish they'd open this up to the modding community. I understand they're not done yet, but really, if they would concentrate on core systems and stop revamping the graphics of the game over and over and over again.
I think the
That's
graphics are great right now.
Yeah.
They're passable. There's no
I mean,
need to go back and
They're
rework
great for a
everything.
game like this. Right now, what you need is more nice mechanics and a few extra blocks and some things like shields, more control over certain things.
Yeah, they should be refining the game at this point. They really should. At least, that's what a lot of players seem to think. Then again, when they did their poll, I mean, everybody wanted bigger planets. That was the top thing in their survey. Which is great, but they
I
don't have
agree
anything
that-
to fill with. They don't have anything to fill the planets with.
I'm about to say, it's like the planets do seem kind of small, but honestly, it's unnecessary to have them massive.
It is, and mostly because, one, you can't increase the speed of the ships. Two, you don't have enough to explore to fill a planet. Now, in their defense, they could always come out with more stuff, but they haven't generated content in 3 years. What's to
See,
say
that's
they're
what-
going to start?
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's certain things that like you should make available to the community in some kind of way, like getting teleporters and stuff. But the only place you can find them is like ruins and things like that. They could do something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
They
Honestly,
could really take a page out of your book.
I would leave that stuff to the communities to build. I really would. I'd give the communities as much tooling as I can, because that's what's going to build the community around this game. That's what we like about it. We can do almost anything.
Yeah. There's also, if you ask me, there's also not enough control over the different types of blocks. It's nice that you can like control a turret or something, but what I'm talking about is like controlling power and all that kind of stuff from the. Yep. I'm gonna get buried in a hole here.
I agree. I kind of wish there was more automation. I wish they would. I wish they wouldn't wait to automate.
Or like be able to like mod it through like Gary's mod or something.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually control like from an easier scale, like what's doing what and how it's doing it. Like making lights flash, you could do something like that. Like you can't even do that in this.
No. Matter of fact, you can't have a circuit that loops at all.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
That is probably a good thing because I've seen issues with that in other games. Some people build looping circuits and it causes the server to crash.
Yeah.
That being said, there are some definite benefits to being able to do that.
Being able to sort.
Oh yeah, conveyor system would be freaking
That would
phenomenal.
be amazing. Have you guys played Planet Nomad?
Planet Nomad? I played Planet Nomad. I thought it was like really broken.
Well, it is, but there's some good ideas in there, such as
there's good ideas like the mechanic.
You can connect all of your cargo boxes and all of your equipment to basically like conveyor pipes. And let's say you have the stuff to produce a uranium rod, and your uranium generator runs out of
Hold on a second.
Runs out of power.
Let me interrupt you for a moment here. Space Engineers, when it first came out, had that conveyor system where when you docked a ship, everything from the ship, if it was set to do it, would automatically transfer into their appropriate locations. That was the one cool thing I saw about that game where I was like, now that's a good idea. Thank you. That's what I've always wanted from a space game. Space should be automated, should be capable, Why are we still shooting bullets? Like, standard ballistics I don't think would be really great in the future. I don't even know why we would bother.
Well, ballistics in space is actually kind of silly because of the actual concept of space. It's like you fire something with a ballistic force, you're going to be going in the opposite direction. It would slow your ship down. It would do all sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of negatives to that, and that's why laser weapons and stuff like that always made a bit more sense. The super weapons, if you will. We don't have... There's so much missing to this game that players want now that they're ignoring in favor of reworking core systems 20 frickin' times.
Like a massive spine-mounted super weapon?
Yeah, you're not the first player to even think of that. Actually, I've heard 12 different people, at least, minimum, say that same thing. Why isn't there some kind of like spinal weapon or super weapon or some kind in the game, any kind?
I actually was a fan of the remote control blocks in Space Engineers too.
Yeah.
Because you could control your other ship through them.
Yeah. That's actually something that Empyrion has that's really, really nice, is being able to control your other ships and have them go out and mine and do stuff for you. Which is why I thought this game would move in the direction of hacking the drones that were obviously all over the planet that could be used that way. Why can't you fashion your drill, your T2 drill, to the front of one of those drones and send them at a deposit? That would have been better than auto miners. By a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
That would have they'd have had to do some creative programming for that, though.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely would have. But that would have been a feature people would have been glad to wait a year for.
Indeed.
I promise you, if they said they were working on drones that could go out and mine for you, like you land by a deposit, you press a button, you send your drones out, they clear the deposit, they come back to the ship. While they're doing that, you can go out and gather shit in the local area. There would have been no need for you to keep chunks loaded for the drones to be able to do their job, and players would have loved that kind of interactivity. They would have loved it. It was actually suggested in the forum. people called it a stupid idea. They want more blocks. Which is great if you want to be space Minecraft, but it's not good if you're trying to mine in space and, do stuff.
Oh, the other thing is I would like to see more round blocks, like curved ones.
I agree. There's a
right
lot of
now
shapes you can't make like a dome.
Do that. Yeah.
You can't really effectively make a dome right now. I wanted to do a Thunderdome event, and then I tried making a dome, and I said, "Screw this shit! I ain't doing it. This is crap. No,
Yeah.
forget it."
Once you get
I
past
had a
like
dome, a glass dome.
size,
It was dome-ish.
it turns into hex though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah.
turns into some hexagonal shape, always.
It was kind of hexagonish.
Which is fine if we're trying to build the Disney Epcot Center, but I'm not trying to recreate the Disney Epcot Center in this game. I want an actual dome, or I want round ships. I want to build a UFO, and I can't.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
True. Yeah.
how many people have made how many rebuilds of the Enterprise, and they always look
They
like
all look
crap.
like garbage.
Yeah, every single last one of
I
them.
was looking yesterday. They are all garbage.
See, now that's something that players would want addressed. That's something that's worth waiting on an update for.
I have no problem building a board too, though.
The medical system they're reworking right now, I don't think it's worth it. I really
They're
don't.
reworking the medical system.
Yes, they're reworking all of the medical system. All those infections you get and broken bones, and all of those are going to lead to other things and eventually kill you if you don't treat them. That's their big 8.0 thing, is that in large planets.
Are you serious?
Oh
I'm
my
dead
God.
serious. That's the two things they're wasting all this time developing. And let me rephrase. I don't think it's a waste, but I think that's something they should have waited on until they had more content backing the game.
We don't care if a broken leg kills us. We want better curves on our ships.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
We
Lots
want
of players
shields.
want more blocks. Lots of players want shields. As silly as it is, lots of players want to walk around on their ship while it's moving. There's a
Yes.
100,000 things that people
Yeah.
would have liked over reworking
That's
medical.
that's another big thing.
Walking around on your ship while it's moving and an autopilot. Being able to set up an autopilot would be nice.
Yeah.
Where's Jester Junk at?
What's that?
Where's Jester Junk at?
I don't know where Jester Junk is right now. He's not here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, that's kind of what frustrates me about waiting for the development cycle is, as much as I do like what they do, the order they're doing it in is just, I don't know.
I do think it'll be nice because supposedly they're taking out the green wall and red wall.
Yes, that's already been removed and working.
It is?
Yes, that's already... in this game, you can walk past the red wall right now. Well, you can't, but I can, and there's terrain. In the 7.6.1 or whatever update, the last update we had, they put in the groundwork for that.
Okay.
So that's definitely a thing that's coming. We will have full round planets, well, visually round, that allow you to go to the North Pole, South Pole, and no green walls. All that's gone. That alone would have been an update worth pushing out by itself.
Yes.
Don't need any larger planets, don't need anything else. That right there, that's awesome. The fact that we're getting random gen planets back is also pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm really excited to see that. The larger planets isn't a bad thing to have. Wasting time reworking mining, I feel, was unnecessary at that time.
Medical system.
I don't see why they redid that. Redoing the medical system, I don't see why they're redoing that. A lot of players really didn't care.
I do like the new mining system though.
I do after a while of being with it. I kind of prefer it over the old, but I don't think it was something that had to be developed right then.
No, definitely not.
That was something they could have done closer to beta, and we'd have been perfectly fine with it. Oh, you have nothing else to do, so you're going to go back and rework old systems? Cool.
You know,
I'm
I
all
think they
for it.
could do something with the shields too, and just make shield emitter blocks. Like that would be a very simple way of doing things.
Oh yeah, shield emitter blocks that just emit a round shield. The more blocks you have clustered, the larger the shield.
Either that or just like they emit a shield from a certain distance away from the ship, so you'd have to have them near the edge of the ship.
Yeah.
Like they emit a field in a direction. That way you wouldn't be completely covered, but at least you have a flat shield out in certain directions or the directions you want.
Yeah, imagine having one of those shield emitter blocks around your core.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, I
stuff
mean,
like that would have been cool.
There's a lot of different ways to work it, or
Well,
just like
They
Okay, I
could
don't
always
see
do it like
anything else.
they could always do it like Avorion did, and just have the shield cover, you know, whatever the outer block on your ship was, and
The
then
hull.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It fits the curvature of the hull, but you know, you get the amount of those shield blocks, if you will,
Okay, I think that's fine.
determines the health of the shield. You know, so
Let's
there's
go
only
ahead
so
and-
much you could put on a ship. You know, like maybe make them kind of big and bulky so that they're not where you can't just spam them without making them massive.
Let's go ahead
Or
and...
just add
there's another thought on
shield
that.
generator, a shield generator that you put inside your ship that acts like a bit like the when you look for the air tights, you see all the green blood going all around your ship. That could act like a force field.
Yeah.
So there will not be abuse of too many block of force field, and they will be set. But at least you will have a force field.
Well, this is what I would think. One of the easiest ways to do it would probably be to do a core system that you could put booster blocks in for the shield. Of course, you'd have to limit it because people would just make massive systems of booster blocks. But for the shield system itself, all you could have it set up sort of like the what do you call those things? The sensor blocks, right?
Well,
You just go
Avorion...
into the panel and you control the distance out that the shield goes, and the more you're covering, the less powerful the shield's going to be, so the more booster blocks you're going to have.
Well, the
covered.
thing is, like
But you can only get to
Avorion...
a certain amount.
Avorion's system has shields. And what it has is it has weapons to counter shields to some degree. Like certain weapons have a better chance of piercing the shield than others.
Right.
They also
Yeah.
have a total HP and a stability block for the hull. So without that block, the hull just gets beat up and falls to pieces. With that block, it reinforces the hull and allows it to stay together till the total HP is gone from the hull. And then it starts deteriorating the ship as people shoot at it. Basically, they're removing the blocks even having HP. That's what they're doing.
Which I think's a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. It would lead to... You could have really nice looking ships that weren't so dependent on placement, and the core would be almost irrelevant at that point.
Yeah, that would be a lot nicer in a way.
Even if we didn't have shields, that would be nice. That way you don't have to worry about random bits of your ship constantly being blown off because you got slightly too close to a Xeno fortress and it
Yeah.
took out all your fucking thrusters in one shot, you know?
Yeah.
And then try to figure it out which block go where.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You could repair the total overall HP of the ship rather than having a complete and total destruction of blocks across it and having to figure out... You wouldn't need that whole repair to block BS at all.
Yeah.
Instead, you'd have a total HP making up the ship up to a max HP for that class size, and that would be it.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree to a point. Like on the taking out someone's engines things, it would prevent you from ever taking out someone's engines.
Not necessarily. You could do tiered HP defense, like after they lose 20% of their HP, their shields start dropping, or after they lose 20% of the HP, a certain amount of their thrusters are exploded. Like there's tons of ways you could tier that that offensive damage
I think
control
they could
and
do
deal
it
with it.
a bit different and actually make it sort of like different sections of the ship.
Yeah.
Like that way, you'd actually have the ship kind of like blowing up in part. It would be large sections rather than just little individual blocks, but it would section the ship so that if this part got damaged to a point, you'd have a big hole in the ship. But it wouldn't just destroy you entirely. It's like
Avorion
going
kind of
off
does
the
that actually.
whole-
You have like a total hit points, and once you hit a threshold on those hit points, then pieces of the ship will actually start getting blown off.
Yeah, that would be. That would be. Good.
So it's basically what you're talking about is what Avorion's already doing.
Well, the only thing about that though is you can hit anywhere on the ship. I could be shooting like the cockpit the whole freaking time, right? And the front tip will blow off. You see what I'm saying? Like
On
it just
Avorion?
seems kind of. I don't know.
No. What
Wherever you're
Avorion...
hitting is what's going to blow up. It's just you have a total HP because of they have like stabilizer blocks basically that kind of link the different blocks together. once you do enough damage to those blocks, they will actually start blowing off. But you
Yeah.
won't lose a like say a thruster or something off of one shot just because it has lower HP than the armor around it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing. What they're trying to do
You
is
can still aim
stagger the
for the
damage.
thrusters and take them out.
Yeah, you
It's
can
just,
still.
It's not going to go easy.
Yeah, it's just not
Yeah,
going to go
you-
all at once or have this cascading explosion effect. You've got to do enough HP damage in that area to basically pierce the shield, so to speak.
See, that I could accept. I just don't like the idea of just an overall health and the ship just starts randomly shutting down.
But the ship
No,
does
it's-
have an overall health. That's the thing. But the overall health isn't the only factor. It just basically what they tried to prevent was the same problem that Empyrion has currently, where you can have lag destroy parts of a ship unintentionally. That's what they're trying to prevent.
On what?
On a Vorion, you can't just hit a spot in a ship and have the whole ship have a cascading explosion. That's completely prevented in a Vorion. It's impossible to have that happen. Why? Because they mitigated the damage in tiers. You have to be able to damage the shields. You have certain weapons that can pierce the shields and do damage to the hull at the same time. So the overall HP on a ship really frickin' matters, thanks to the stabilizer blocks. But the
you
thing
don't have
is,
to design based around exactly where all your blocks are at.
yeah, you don't have to.
Exactly.
You don't have to design around a core or your thrusters or your weapons. You actually have a real freedom of design in that game because not placement really doesn't matter as much as the overall defensive capability of the ship does.
And then
If
a
it wa-
spike in your ping doesn't allow a rocket to inside your ship to blow up half of your sensitive stuff.
Yeah.
If I could run around inside my ship and that kind of thing, I would be playing it instead of Empyrion.
I agreed. Really, that game has way better AI, way better weapons
Yes.
capability, way better weapons system. It is way past Empyrion with a 2 or 3 man team. Problem is, you don't have planet to space transition in that game at all.
Yep.
You cannot
None.
leave your ship. You are your ship. That is the one downside of that game that freaking sucks, and he is not intending on doing that at all. Which is the only thing keeping Empyrion alive, is the fact that you can do that. You have the full effect of space in Empyrion. You don't have it in any other game. No Man's
And the
Lie
whole,
tries to imitate that, and it does a good job to a certain extent. Problem is, you don't have any other players in the system. That is the big drawback of that game. There's always some drawback to all these games where Empyrion doesn't really have that drawback. It's
And you can't
so
build your own
close.
ship.
Yeah, it's so close to being a perfect space game that it's just it's a disaster.
It's frustrating to see something so close and they're just working on reworking stupid
Yeah,
things that
yeah,
they don't really need to bother
exactly. Stuff that nobody really cares about if the content was there, but the content's not there, so people care. Now, if they had a better battle system, like similar to Avorion's, I don't think people would give a crap about the blocks at all. Yeah, people would still want
True.
them, but it wouldn't be such an obvious drawback to the game.
Bert, be still for a second. That's super freaky, man. If I get just right, I can see your eyeballs and your bottom teeth and your tongue.
That's funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to get just right and take a screenshot.
That's kind of my
Okay,
number one
so-
gripe about Empyrion is exactly that. It's so close to being a perfect game, and they keep doing stupid stuff. That just, if they would bypass that crap for a couple of months and work on certain systems and refine them just a little bit, the game would be perfect. They wouldn't have to do all this.
Now, they could add shields and refine a couple of the systems, and people would be happier than shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, if they added shields in some kind of way that worked out well, not something that people could like
Well,
abuse.
that's why I mention a Vorion system, because I'm sorry, but there's no need to redesign the wheel. Take cues from these other space games that have had limited success and apply them to this game. That's really all they have to do, and players would be fucking flocking to this game left and right.
Look at the screenshot on Empyrion chat.
This ought to be good. Let me switch back over to capture. I'm now on multiplayer. I'm gonna replace your ship out here. Do you guys have anything on this destroyer that you need to keep?
I don't
That's a
think
good question.
so.
Because it doesn't even have power right now, so
It doesn't?
no.
But it has an alien core, isn't it?
The new one will. I'm talking about your current version of this out here. Yeah, there's 2,000 Zescosium ingot in a constructor up here, and that's all I find.
I
So
wouldn't
far.
mind scrapping that ship, actually. I mean, I did build it.
Well, remember, I'm just spawning in the upgraded version of it for you guys, so if there's anything you want to keep up here, let me know now or forever hold your peace.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. The only thing they couldn't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, there shouldn't really be much in it.
Now, so far I found 2 stacks of Zescosium ingot in the lower bay. Nothing in the cargo boxes, nothing in the other constructor. There's a couple of epics. Don't see anything here. The ship doesn't have a whole lot of cargo space in it, so
We're going to rectify all that.
let me go through here and look. Nothing there.
No, I was
Nothing
just thinking,
here.
have any of you played StarMade?
Oh, StarMade's got some phenomenal systems, but crap devs.
Yeah.
I
My only
tried.
thing is, it's like the shield system they have in there. That game is nothing but a shield battle. The way they have it designed,
Yeah, I hate
the
that.
way the weapons are. If you're using the right weapons, the second you get past someone's shield, you tear their ship in half.
Yep.
Like it's a shield fight. It's all it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at some of the greats, man. Star Wars, fucking Star Trek. It is a shield battle. Once you get through the shields, it's over.
Yep. Which is perfectly fine, but I still think Empyrion has a superior system for all that.
As do I.
No, I just never thought the game should be entirely about shields. Like,
No.
I mean, it's just a silly way to freaking do things. There's
No, which is why exactly why I mention Empyrion's system, because Empyrion takes the hull into account. The hull is part of your armor. The overall health matters once you get past the shields. There are some ships that are armored ships, and they are very well built. And then there's some ships that are based on shields, some ships that are a combo. Kind of like, there's another really popular space game that's got a similar system. What the hell is it called? It's an MMORPG.
EVE Online?
Eve.
Yeah, EVE Online, exactly. They've got a similar system. It's done a little bit differently, but it's very similar. Now, granted, you can't build your own ship in EVE, but all the ships have purpose along with their weapon systems. There's a lot to know. It's a game of spreadsheets, and people freaking love it. It's got 32,000 players daily. Still, 10 years later.
True.
You know why, right? Because those 32,000 people have put so many hours into their life life into it.
Yeah,
they can't possibly
leave.
quit now.
Be a waste of money if they left and quit playing.
I mean, it takes you 2 years to be able to do anything worthwhile in that game.
Exactly.
And as far as that goes, I don't want to talk about that game anymore.
You and me both. You and
I
me
may
both,
or may not
buddy.
have like 4 accounts.
I'm not
No,
happy
3
with that
accounts.
game. Not at all. It irritates
I quit
me
like
slightly.
3 years in, and because like I got tired of having my corpse get like infiltrated and then losing all our shit and like hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, worth of crap every freaking time.
All right, what is your faction ID? A42, right? All right,
Yeah.
let me switch the ship over. Oh wait. Faction entity A42, and then the ID of the ship 239-03813, and that should switch the ship to your faction, and you guys should be able to dock everything to it without a problem.
You said you could respawn this miner. We didn't know that we couldn't swap out thrusters on it.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm gonna say fly it up here real quick, so we can
I
test
did.
drive this ship and make sure there aren't any errors or anything else.
It's up here. It's right above the.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I'll swap that out real quick. Give me 30 seconds here. SV EX14.
So for future notice, it does have CV thrusters on it.
yes, it has CV everything on it. And then let you clean this out.
It's
The
cleaned
old
up.
one. Okay. All right, then I'll just
Too
despawn
hot?
it.
So can you put combat steel on a Could you put combat steel on a small vessel? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's actually what our alien vessels have in it, to a large extent. They have combat steel reinforcing the front and the rear of the ships. Okay, I got the other one that floated off here. And then we're gonna...
There's like a random RCS floating up.
Yeah, relog, it goes away. It's a visual bug.
Okay. Oh yeah, I fly right through it.
A really annoying visual bug, but... Okay, turn on oxygen, turn it to public so you can claim it. I love the blue lights on this ship.
Yeah.
That was one of those ships that I saw in the blueprints of the game and went, why the heck isn't anybody using it? And it's like, oh, well, this ship sucks. That's why nobody uses it. It's a big SV that just has no flight capability. It really sucks, so...
Trying to see, can I land this thing down here in this?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can actually fly it in from the rear and fly it right down and in without much of a problem. I think you can even exit out the front of it. Barely, but you'll make it.
Christ, the freaking forward thrust on this thing.
Is ridiculous, I know. I
On
actually reduced the forward thrust on that just a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's perfect, man. It fits right down in this hole.
Yep.
Unload to these furnaces.
Yep.
Shit, yeah.
So that'll be the, this will be the new combination. This will be the replacement for that.
Nice.
I'll
What
replace the Hagar with this entirely pending a test. One of you have got to take it, fly it, check it out, go into orbit, leave orbit, make sure you don't have any problems.
Yep, I'm going.
Okay.
So we're going for a ride, Devil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for a ride,
Yeah,
man.
we're going for a ride. I'll be with you guys.
You should take the miner, or bring it with us.
There were passengers. No, there are no passenger seats, just a bunch of cockpits.
Yeah, but as long as you guys can sit in the cockpits, right?
After one of you are in one of the cockpits, yes.
I'm in the cockpit.
Oh, are you?
Where,
Okay.
where is this?
Let me... GM, IV... Alright, hold still for a second. Alright, I'm in a cockpit now. Now I can go along for the flight.
Okay, I see you moving.
Yorktown. Look it
Are you
up.
going down in the orbit? Okay.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on
he's
it.
going down now.
Is it gonna be all day thing?
No, it's
Probably.
coming to it. No, it's coming to you.
Well, you let me know if I can come in tomorrow.
He went into orbit without a problem. He's coming back out. Pick another planet that's close and head to its orbit, because that's where I had a problem. I was able to enter this one and leave without any issues. But as soon as I went to that one right there in front of us, yep, that's when I had the issue. Was as soon as I entered that orbit, bam, crash.
Okay.
So it might just be something with the alien blocks. That's what I'm assuming.
That's weird. I've had alien blocks on my ship before, but they were all Xeno. I
Yeah,
didn't have any.
Not everything
old-
on there was Xeno Steel. Some of it was alien blocks. Because, unfortunately, when you use the replace blocks command, there's not a whole lot of... Nobody gives you a full list of commands with everything you can swap and an explanation or at least a picture of what it is, so you know what you're swapping from and to. A lot of
Right.
that's missing. It's one of those things that it's such a complicated command, I feel somebody should have done a walkthrough on how that command works.
It moves a little better than it did. I mean, it moved pretty good before, but
Yeah, the RCS units I added really gave it a bit of spunk. So that should solve our crash problem at least. Yep, crash problem solved. So alien blocks were probably the culprit, or the combination.
might have been.
Okay, so you're back to our planet now?
Do what? I'd like to try warping real quick before
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
we call it. Let's see. I gotta put some Pentax in. Oh, it's full. Why, thank you, Chili.
Yeah,
Kind of cracks me up. You can fly backwards and then warp.
I know, isn't that funny?
Sideway too.
No problems.
Yep.
Cool. Yep, I think that solved it.
This is a sweet ship.
Hey, Chili.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could check the market and see if you can see the human crew that I listed on there? Because
Yeah.
I was trying to sell some to a guy, and he said he could not find them for the
I
life of him.
don't see it either.
So apparently there's a bug with listing human crew.
I see the enhanced shotgun, some nutrient solution, magnesium ore, and that's it. That's all I see on the market currently.
Whoa, are the combat steel blocks not listed either?
No, combat steel blocks do not show up. Now I see wanted for Xeno steel, but
Holy crap! I've got 7 stacks of combat steel blocks inside the marketplace in Central Trade Hub. And I've got 5 stacks of drill charges, 5 stacks of nutrient solution, and 4 stacks of magnesium.
I don't see any of it. I see 4 stacks of magnesium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of nutrient solution, and an enhanced shotgun. That's all I see.
Okay, well, you know what? That means the market is broken somehow.
Yeah, the market is broken. The market hasn't worked correctly since it was put in.
Well, this is the first time I've run into that problem, though, because normally everything I list sells just fine.
Yeah, normally it does, but once in a while stuff just fails to list correctly.
Oh,
I don't know why that is. It just another one of those game bugs that they're not in a hurry to fix right now.
Right. I'll just let them expire, and then I'll pull them back out later. Because at one point, I think I remember trying to list crew before, and they never sold, so I went over there and I aborted the offer, but I never got the crew back, and I was like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's...
So I think this time, instead of aborting the offer, I'm just going to wait for the timer to run out and check the pending tab, and hopefully I can pull them out of there.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, the market's been kind of buggy off and on. And I don't know if that's something specific to our server or not. It's one of those, since I got to go through the forums and waste all this time doing bug reporting, it's not even worth it for us. We used to just be able to fire an email directly off to Elion, which was really nice, because that means I could just open my email app, plug in my stuff, press enter, I was done. Now I got to go to the forum, I got to log into the forum, I got to format everything in the way they want it, and I got to throw all the bug stuff in there, and I got to link it all elsewhere, because I can't link it directly in the forum. So it's kind of like, you know what? It's not even worth all this headache. Screw it. I'm done. Not even going to mess with it. My hands are up.
Yep, I don't think we have any more problems, Chili.
No, we don't. I kind of figured it. I had a feeling exactly what it might have been. Because that's the only change between that ship and literally all of the other ones I've built is we incorporated alien blocks into it. Because alien blocks have 2,000 HP versus Xeno steel. Apparently there's a problem warping them and transitioning them in and out of orbit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Probably fine for using it as a base, though.
Yeah. It's fine for using it as a base, but anything outside of that isn't gonna fly.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. It's like, well, alright, I guess. We're stuck dealing with it, so.
Right.
It's not like there's anything I can do about it. I can't go, yo, Elion, fix this, and then go, oh, that's broken too? We'll fix that. Cool. Hey, look, the bug's dealt with. No. Besides, with all the repeating bugs they have, every time they update the engine, they have, like, the same 3 bugs happen. Literally, every single time.
Driving is horde.
What's that?
Driving is horde.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's very large, and there's meteors are very close by.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, you're in the ship with me?
Yeah, we're both in the ship with you.
Oh, I thought Bert was in here.
No, I didn't have time to go in.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm in here with you, watching on my screen, as you can see on stream.
Well, I had a large amount of bugs when we jumped to the Central Trade Hub, so we'll call this
a success.
Test. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, like I said, you're not going to have any more problems. I knew what it was. It was the only block on there we hadn't tested in combination, so. Now, granted, I didn't have any problems when I warped it and I did stuff before, but I didn't warp it into, like, every planet or check everything on it.
We started having bugs, like, right off the bat, man. As soon as we jumped out of this orbit, it was bug.
We didn't. We built it in creative. We warped it around in single player, our normal testing, and we didn't have any problems. We took it into multiplayer, and Trary flew it around, I flew it around, went in and out of a few planets local, it was good. We warped back, good. So it's like, alright. we'll just leave it at that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And we started selling it off, you know? Apparently it still had problems. So, now your ship is the standard.
Well, we'll let you re-blueprint it after we outfit it with some more decor and probably some forward-facing guns.
Yeah.
And probably some more CV guns if we can fit any more on here.
Yeah, it's fine to go ahead and re-outfit it, and I'd like to get it blueprinted before you add more turrets, though. I kind of like the turret layout that's currently on it. So if you could save that for last, and then let me know when you're ready, I'll come over, I'll BP it, and we'll be good.
Okay.
No problem.
So.
Well, Chili, we've got one vote for wiping the server.
We got one vote for wiping the server?
Yeah.
See, the sad thing is, there's already a public server that has 8.0 out.
Really?
Yes, there are actually 3 servers currently running with 8.0. 2 of them are closed testing, and one of them is a public server from Germany.
That is messed up.
Tell me about it. That's what I said. It's like, but wait a minute. Isn't it in closed testing? Oh, this is preferred client, isn't it? At that point, it's no longer closed testing. It's part of the Cool Kids Club, and you get to test 8.0. That's what that turned into.
Jester, are you the one that keeps making all these paintings?
Yep.
Do you have some kind of program you use for this, or do you just do this? Are you that artistic?
He uses a program to help lay it out.
What'd you say, Chili?
I said he uses a program to help him lay it out.
Yeah, I use Photoshop, several different pixel editing softwares, even a cross-stitch program to get the colors right, mainly because, see, what I do is I find pixel patterns or cross-stitch patterns out there, and the hardest part is getting the colors right to match the limited colors
in case you wonder, embroidery machines use that same cross-stitch software.
Yeah.
So they can embroider. That's the only reason I know what you were doing. Because I used to do embroidery machines. I used to run them. I had a 12-head embroidery machine we had in our shop.
I would think that the hard part would be getting all the colors in the right place. I mean, it looks way different when you're right up close to it with a paint gun, you know?
Right.
Which is why he has to use a program for lining that up.
What I do is I work it like a printer would, and I work it line by line.
Oh, okay.
And what I do is, instead of just one line at a time, I work like 8 lines and fill that in, and then I move down and do another 8 lines. So section by section, it's not nearly as bad as it would be if you tried doing the whole thing in one go.
How long does it take? Like, how long did it take you to make this one?
The Sinister at Central Trade Hub took me about 8 to 10 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
I do not have that kind of patience.
No.
And if you notice, if you go to the backside, yeah, see, I painted so the blocks are painted all the way through.
Yeah, I was seeing that.
So, yeah.
And then with
the sun is illuminating one side, and then I've got some physical lights that light up the opposite side. Try to get the illumination as even as possible, so it's a 2-sided coaster.
It looks damn good.
Yeah, it does.
You should build a big CV and put that placard on the side of it.
We'll build a space base. We'll turn it into an event.
Seriously, like build a huge CV with that placard on the side of it and put it on the workshop. People would download it just for the aesthetics.
Well, actually, that art that you're seeing is made with an SV. So you would have to have that docked to the side of a CV for it to be used like that.
Oh, there you go.
But if you were to make a CV with those blocks painted like that, it would be enormous.
That's true. I didn't think about that. The smaller blocks. Well,
yeah,
just make
that one at Central Trade Hub right now is 109 blocks by 109 blocks. The artwork part of it.
Now I'm gonna interrupt you guys for a minute so I can tell the 4 whole people that are watching the stream what's going on here, that are currently tuned in. This ship right here is the replacement for the Hagar X-22 vessel, the one we have up on the donation shop. It has a handful of furnaces in it. There are 4 furnaces total, 2 on the upper deck, 2 on the lower deck here. And then there's an ATM also built into this ship. There's also 8 turrets that are base turrets that'll work on planet. And it has an alien core in it, so it doesn't use up fuel or Oxygen. What I'm basically saying is that that core pulls energy and oxygen from an alternative dimension and fuels the ship with it. That's how that alien technology works. It also has a base repair block on the front of it, right here, as you can see. So that's what's going to be replacing the Hagar, the Explorer, CV. It's a nice replacement. It's a really nice looking ship. I like it.
Might want to rework the 51 that we kind of jacked up before you rebooted it.
Yeah. We'll move the 51 on it. That's what I would do. I would move the 51 back a little bit so it's out of the way of the repair block, or forward. It can be remade. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's like the ultimate CV. It really is. It sucks it doesn't have any solar on it, but the same token, where the heck would we put solar where it wouldn't interfere?
Yeah, what good would it really do anyway, other than looks?
Yeah, that's all it's for, is looks.
And the first stray minigun shot that manages to find the ship's gonna blow him off anyway.
Yeah, really. It's a pretty nice ship. I like this ship.
I do too. I've had my eye on an aircraft carrier style ship for a while anyway, and this is the nicest looking one that I've found.
Yeah.
There's one other really nice looking one. It's a little more helicarrier looking, but I think it's like size class 11 with all the turrets and devices stripped out of it.
Showing everybody that there's still oxygen clear through everything.
Yeah, I did that, by the way. There was no oxygen.
That sucks. It's nice that it has it now, though.
Right?
Alright, you're good to fly off.
Cool. I was actually watching your stream.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. I think the 4 people watching your stream are us.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably us. Well, people do watch the videos after. I mean, I don't get a lot of views or anything because it's not like I'm super entertaining while I'm here. I'm not sitting here going, oh man, look at that, it just got exploded, that's so awesome. Oh, somebody else died. Oh, this is so much carnage. So much carnage. I'm not doing that.
Hey, Chili, I sent you a message just in regards to something I was thinking of.
I will go and I will immediately look at your message.
I just didn't want to mention it on live stream.
What do you mean as far as digital art goes? No. As far as the workshop goes and all that, no, they don't give us any problems with anything like that. Everybody streams workshop stuff.
It's not monetized is why.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, even if it was monetized on the stream, not that we could, but it's really not a big deal. That would be up to Elion to do that.
Since you're willing to talk about it anyway, what I'm saying is this was created by somebody who been put on the workshop.
Yeah, it's owned by Elion, not them. That's actually
so
part of Elion's EULA. If you go look.
Okay, so it's in the EULA then? Okay,
Yeah,
I hadn't read it yet, so I wasn't sure how they worked it all out yet. But if it's in there like that, then it's in there like that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's all.
I was just bringing it up because I didn't want to see anything fucking happen.
It says, by uploading your blueprint to the EGS workshop. Hold on, let me find it. Disputes and claims, participants agree, user submissions feedback, Legal notice. By uploading your blueprint to the EGS workshop, you formally transfer the blueprint to Elion Game Studios and grant us full permission to use the blueprint in Empyrion Galactic Survival. We reserve the right to adapt the blueprint if necessary. That's their official EULA, which I'll even share the...
So it's no longer personal work then?
Yeah, it's no longer personal work. It belongs to Empyrion, or Elion, rather.
It's kind of a bummer for the artists that make these ships.
Yeah, it is, because a lot of them have had their work put into the game without them telling them or anything. They just kind of take it and throw it up there, and people are like, wait, why?
I don't know.
They're like,
anyone who
legal
played...
notice.
I'll say this. Like, anyone who's played... well, we were just talking about it. Oh, my God.
EVE Online?
Yeah, EVE. Knows about that thing that happened with I can't remember anything now. Just names are dropping out of my head. Goon Squad and their little piece of artwork they were using. Whole legal battle on that jazz.
Yeah, where they kind of took it and put it in the game without asking.
Yep.
Yeah.
They won.
Oh, I'll bet they did.
But it also caused them to change their EULA and all their legal agreements and crap like that.
That's just like the monetization rules for the game. This is the actual rundown. You can also find that from... Let me go ahead and put this up. Which, again, this is kind of why it's ridiculous that everybody's even fighting over all this. We know that renting a server from a company or hosting a server on your own means paying fees and having to take care of anything related 24/7 without being paid. Because of that, we are okay if you charge a standard fee from players using your servers and if you are accepting donations. We don't, and we won't limit you artificially in your very personal ideal on how you keep your server community happy and how you want to fund your server. That's what makes the difference between just having standard servers available and having great community with lots of virtual universes to play in. We also want to make sure that everybody in our growing community is sharing the same attitude and having the same understanding of what is possible and what not concerning selling stuff as a so-called third party and the resulting liabilities. For this, we have set up 3 simple rules that all server owners have to follow. Rule 1. Change what you want. You are allowed to change, remove, enable, or disable any gameplay element or feature in any way that fits your team's idea on how your server world should work for players. This applies to all features, blocks, options, and settings that are in the game by default. So rule 2, but don't resell removed features. You are not allowed to sell such removed or disabled gameplay elements back to a paying part of your server community. And 3, have a disclaimer. If you modify the game in any way, sell perks, time savers, or bundles, you need to make a clear statement about who you are and that you are not associated with Elion Game Studios. This is necessary to avoid misconceptions about whom to contact, who is running the server, and who is selling the stuff and is receiving funds. Please add such disclaimer to your web store page and in blog posts in which you are referring to your store or paid bundles related to the game. That's it.
So
please
they
note,
pretty much enabled the server admins to do whatever they want on their servers as long as they basically say, hey, we're not working for them, we're doing this on our own.
Yeah, exactly. And they say, please note, even when selling digital stuff or when accepting donations, these transactions need to apply to your locale and national business rules, tax, and other legal stuff. In your interest, make sure your store applies to these rules and profits are detailed in whatever forms and formalities you are facing locally. Like, it goes through not much more after that. It just says, like, about time savers, perk bundles in general. These are very common in the game industries nowadays, ranging from upcoming giants like Star Citizens to blockbusters like Assassin's Creed, and we are okay with it from a business point of view. But from a gameplay point of view, no player should have any disadvantage if he is not willing to pay for any offered bundle or whatever. If your server community does not like what you are offering in any way, you may need to discuss this with your players, as they are always free to join any other server with only a few clicks. That's as far as their rules go. That's it.
That is pretty nice of them, actually.
Exactly. That is really nice of them, and that's one of the reasons, as much as I dislike some of what these devs do, and I have stated this many times, I dislike the order they do stuff in and a lot of stuff they do, I like the devs themselves and the game. The game is not a bad game in any way, shape, or form. It's not. I left it a negative review for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. 1, I feel, in my opinion, that they waste a lot of time redeveloping stuff that I don't think players really gave a crap about.
I believe that's true as well. That's true of a lot of development right these days.
It is. It's a
That's-
common thing that just happens. The devs have their own vision of the game that's separate from what we want from it. And
I think what it is they get this concept of who the cool guy is, and what the cool thing to do is work on graphics and stuff.
yeah, that might be it too. I don't know. I mean, considering all the people that are helping playtest 8.0, or at least stating publicly that they're helping, and their attitudes towards the community, and just all the little happenings in the history I've had with these people, I can't imagine them being great for public relations. They suck at it. They carry on pointed conversations with the players. There's a lot of problems that happen because of that. They wipe out stuff, anything negative on the game. And to a large capacity, they're not active. They're not there. Half the people don't even know who the hell they are. And those are problems. Like, do you even know who Silvrav is?
No.
No, you don't.
I've only been playing this game a couple of weeks, mind you.
Okay. But still, if you've been through the forums or done anything, how are you to know who to contact with a problem? They don't have that listed anywhere.
Yeah, I bet.
They just kind of pop up. Now, we have an admin Discord that is really helpful for new server owners. And I've always said it needs to be there. I created an API community just because I felt there needed to be a community around the API, because it is very confusing and difficult to code for. It's not straightforward. It's not professionally written. It's a hodgepodge. It's a good first attempt, but it's still a hodgepodge. Yeah. And it has its own problems, a lot of its own problems, which I'm assuming eventually would be cleared up, but these developers don't have enough experience to really mitigate some of the problems and shift them elsewhere. They really don't have that experience. They're not good with it. I'm talking about the developers of Admin Helper.
It sounds like they don't have a single person in charge of the show there.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
They really don't seem to. It seems like a handful of people got together with the devs to help them, and it was probably a genuine effort, and they just didn't have enough experience to do the job.
Yeah.
That's really what it appears to be at this point. The experience wasn't there to take on the tasks they were taking on. And it has shown through this entire time. I mean, Ryan, get out of here. Go. You came in here for a diaper, right? Bye.
Hey, can we head up to orbit so I can grab my ship? Left it up there.
Orbit?
Yes.
But anyways.
Where other little yachts are at.
Okay, guys, I'm back. I just had to step away for a moment.
Welcome back.
Hey, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, I'll take you to orbit, but flying all the way over there, I don't know about all that.
Oh.
Wow.
Here we go again, down
Here
the
we
rabbit
go.
hole.
Yep.
So,
We've been revisiting that rabbit
where's
hole.
the core block at again?
It's a long spacewalk over there, I'm just saying.
Actually, if he's trying to get to another ship, why don't he just teleport over there with the go to ship command?
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting you can do that.
Yeah, just go to the statistics tab, bottom left corner, look for the ID number, write it down, and
What?
bada bing, bada boom, you can jump over there.
I did not know you could
Turn
do that.
off.
Yeah.
And do not come back in here until your mama tells you she's awake. I said turn the TV off.
What's the statistics tab?
Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. It seems we're done doing everything we were going to do. Yeah,
No, but I was almost famous.
You were almost famous. Yeah, we're all almost famous. I don't think we'll ever have like a viral thing where it's like, oh my god, Unknown Skies is the coolest place where all the cool kids go. No.
Actually, I'm glad we're not known that way.
Although I am afraid to go over to PvP space with some of you guys out there.
Yeah, you should be.
I'll be
I can't
perfectly
play.
honest.
I can't play, unfortunately, because I'm an admin, and if I go out into PvP, yeah, we know how that's going to turn out. You're abusing.
You used admin commands.
Yeah, you used admin. Especially considering, like, I have really good shipbuilding skills. I have built some amazing PvP ships, and they function really freaking well. And if I take those into PvP and I start destroying players with those, guarantee you, people are not going to like me.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, oh, he's just using his admin.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. We actually already had something like that similar happen. Another admin. This is why he ended up fired for a while. Rather, I revoked his admin privileges for a minute. He went into PvP space for an event. Let me get the air quotes up in here so you can see. For an event. And after he went to said event, he had players shoot down a ship with gold, and then he flew his SV off and warped. He warped out of PvP space where they could not kill him.
Huh.
Okay, that's yeah.
That's not right.
And somebody caught him on video. That's the worst part.
You can't warp in PvP space?
It's not that. It's that he warped to a planet he couldn't have possibly reached in an SV.
Gotcha.
He straight up used an admin command to leave in the middle of a PvP fight.
I thought it was like an event or something.
But his point is not to lose or win. His point is to make the other player have fun trying to get him.
Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't announce that it was an event. There was no chat message that he was having an event at all. None. Zero, zilch, no messages, no nothing. Just a bunch of admin commands being rolled out to spawn in a ship, fill it with gold, and take it into PvP. Which
basically he was trying to bait people and go over there and have some fun.
That's how it appeared. Exactly. That's how it appeared. And he started losing, and he bailed, and they caught him on video, and they found his location where he warped to, and then they reported it to me, and somebody else went and started looking into it and found a whole bunch of commands that he had done. Not related to an event, not related to helping a person, nothing. So he got fired as an admin for a while. That's why we have to pay such close attention even to stuff like that, because admins do do abuse their power. Let's face it.
Especially for stuff like that.
Yeah, it happens. So I don't play the game.
Tempting to do something fun.
It can be. That's exactly it. And admins, they don't get paid for what they do. They don't get any special privileges over anybody else. There's really no benefit to being an admin. It's 100% loss at that point.
It's lonely at the top.
It is. It sucks. I can't play this game as an admin at all. Like, period, end of sentence. Every time I start into a playthrough or anything like that, I have to completely stay out of Discord, log myself out, log in under a different account so I can still monitor, and do the same thing to my Steam so nobody knows I'm there. And then I come back and I find 500 or 700 messages. Like, that's what happens. So even doing my quality control checks on the server, which I have to do once a month in order to, catch all the bugs and the errors and all that stuff, because I can't catch it all in one shot. There's just, it's a pain. Now multiply that times 2 or 3 admins, or God forbid 5 or 7, and you've got an even bigger problem. Multiply that by 11 servers, like what we have. We have 20 admins total right now. Between all the servers, 20.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a lot to keep track of. So every now and then I got to go through and I got to look through all the logs on all the servers, which again is 11 game servers across 7 physical. So I have to go back and I have to look at all that information to make sure everybody's on the up and up and nobody's causing any problems. They're just doing what they're there to do, And it's not that admins can't play the games at all. That's not it. It's that they really have to be concerned with what they do, because I don't want that kind of reputation here at all. I don't want it.
No. There can easily be misconceptions.
Yeah, it can easily be misconstrued. And that can't be the case, ever. It just can't be.
Yeah, bad admins can ruin the image of a server very quickly.
Oh, not just one server. All the other server he has are and else, because they're gonna say, oh, if he does that in one server, he probably does it in the other.
Yeah.
Right, they just clump it all together.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Well, okay. Years ago, well, actually about 2 years ago, maybe a little more, I started playing this game as a player. And I went out and I found a server when I got bored in single player, which took a whole whopping day. Because there's not really a whole lot to do at that point. There really wasn't. And we decided we'd go and we'd try multiplayer as a group. And the first server we went to, we found admin abuse. The very first one. We had admins spawning creatures inside our ships and trolling us.
Yeah. Like,
Literally
I have-
trolling us.
Done that.
It wasn't an event. It wasn't like if it had been an event or something, or they'd have said something, like whole different ball game. We do that stuff, but
Yeah,
we don't spawn
exactly.
stuff inside players' ships while they're offline. That's too far. That is entirely too far.
It's pretty funny, but yeah.
It is funny. I mean, looking back, it's hilarious. We logged on. We had no idea. We went to our ship. We were gonna grab some stuff out, and we were gonna go. We were gonna go patrol and do some PvP. We all died. All 5 of us, like right there. We walked in the ship, and we just all got slaughtered by all of these Xerax that were all over the ship. It was like, are you kidding me? Really? Did we tick you guys off that bad? And it was all because we went over to their base. The server admins had bases and stuff there, and we dropped a whole bunch of CVs off on their base and lagged them out. We were new to the game. We had no clue it would be like that. And they got pissed, and they came back and they retaliated by griefing us. And then we went back and we did battle with them, like we stayed on the server even after that, and they were despawning their ships and spawning new in and flying around, and they were in admin mode the entire time we were there. That was our first experience on this game, very first. So I went to another server.
Personally, I would have stopped playing the game just for that.
A lot of people do. That's part of the problem, is a lot of people do stop playing the game. They go and they visit these other servers and they check them out and they're all like, oh my god, this is terrible. Why is this crap going on? Because they don't understand they're private servers and Elion really doesn't oversee any of it. There was somewhere around 3,000, 3,500 servers at the time. There's no freaking way Elion's going to check them all out. No way. And it was a bigger community for the time. I mean, HWS wasn't around quite yet. And then, let's see here, probably about 6 months before we published this server, we went and played on HWS for the first time, and it was really laggy.
HWS is terrible.
It was
Chili,
really,
the
really
purple
laggy.
ships are bugged, right?
Not really.
They just can't be disassembled.
I had no problem disassembling them.
Oh, there's a player saying he can't put a core in it, so he can't
No,
disassemble.
you wouldn't be
something
able to
like-
core them, yeah. You would have to disassemble them with a tool and get just parts back.
Yeah. Okay.
My problem with HWS is they have way too many fucking rules. It's not fun anymore.
Well, see, that was another problem we had, is all the rules, and we accidentally broke a few of them not knowing, because there was nowhere to tell us. We don't use the PDA. I've never used the PDA, to be honest with you. I've never done a mission. Ever. Well, no, okay. There is one exception, Battle Royale. I did the missions in Battle Royale because that was a lot of fun. But that's the only time I've ever used the PDA. Most people don't even know that damn thing exists.
True.
So
oh,
it's
Bert,
Yeah.
this big ass hover fits in the bottom of the carrier.
that's
great.
nice. So yeah.
Chili, what are you gonna do with the Hagar we still have here?
With the what?
Hagar, like the mobile base Hagar and the one you.
Oh, I'm just gonna despawn it.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna get back there and I'm gonna despawn it. That was Tatanga Orbit.
I was gonna say, if you don't despawn it, I'll just tear it apart with a
That was
Yeah, me
Colonel
too.
Eastport.
multi-tool and give all the alien blocks to Jester.
Right now, I'm mainly thinking about spawning in a PvP ship, but I don't even have one to spawn in. Like, I have no idea what's really good for PvP right now.
This hangar's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I can't believe this this big hover fits,
I have to find that ship.
and with room to spare too.
That's
Alright,
down
you
on
do.
the planet, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Make my way down there. Tatanga, which is behind me then.
The Hagar making big things look really small.
Yeah, it does. There's actually lots of ships bigger than that thing.
Yeah, that thing fits there.
like the carrier.
Yeah.
Carrier's
Oh
like,
no, I've got the double terrain bug. That's
yeah, I have that
wonderful.
like just about every other time I come onto this planet.
Man, I've been lucky. I guess I haven't seen that in quite a long time.
Yeah, you can see it on my stream right now.
It's pretty much the only planet I saw that.
What the fuck just happened?
I thought we were done.
Whoa, something just destroyed.
Chili?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we just killed the stream.
No, I actually haven't killed the stream yet.
Oh, okay.
We were having a conversation, so I'm just leaving it up and letting it go.
Yeah.
All right.
We're just talking about it.
Just being sure.
Yeah, I figure since we're talking about stuff, the X-22 is ready for destruction, right?
Hmm?
The Hagar.
Huh?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tower came down because of me. I wasn't happy with it.
Okay, Hagar
Okay,
is gone.
I was worried.
I thought
It
we were
has
getting
vanished.
attacked.
No.
But yeah, yeah, with all the bugs in the game, I mean, really, I don't think anybody cares about the bugs as long as game development goes on, because eventually they'll fix it, but in the meantime, there are certain bugs that are really bad, like vanishing ships and bases.
Yeah.
I really feel they should have done something about that way sooner than they're planning.
I've had issues with stuff disappearing from my inventory now and then.
Yeah, that's been happening too, and I'm not sure if anybody's reported it or anything. I don't actually know because.
I would be pissed.
Oh, I'm positive some things have disappeared from my inventory.
Oh, I know things have disappeared from inventory. I've had constructors vanish. Like whole entire constructors. I've had random boxes vanish. Doesn't happen often. It just seems like if the client desyncs and you place it down, like everything's okay until you log off and you come back and then you find out some of the things you did aren't there. You're just missing a whole bunch of crap, and it's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, it's not. These desync issues are getting out of hand, and really, that's what we spend most of our time chasing around as administrators for this game. We have to relog.
Just roll over my head.
Oh, what the hell? You got something in the way.
Yeah, I put the pup there.
Oh.
Well, it's not really in the way.
Well, it is, because I was going to put this in here and then put that other one behind it.
The big one. Okay, yeah.
I just want to see if they'll fit.
Okay. That problem's solved.
The pup, you could probably climb up the side of the damn ship with that thing.
Alright. Let's leave planet.
We got to put some lights in this thing, Bert.
Yeah. Definitely. There's a lot of work to do on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it's a damn nice ship.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot nicer now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to move it if I want to be able to put HV on top of it. I don't know how I'm gonna climb that otherwise. Oh, maybe here.
I'll get it up there.
No, it's alright. I think I can have a...
I'll climb the base and jump off the base and land on top of it.
Yeah, there's so little gravity here.
Okay. Now, since we're done talking, I'm going to go ahead and
What the fuck?
end the stream here.
Ah.
Disconnect.
Goodbye, you beautiful people.
Right. Anyways, want to thank anybody that's watching for watching. I hope we were mildly amusing at the very least. Have fun, YouTube. Catch you later, I guess.